Oh. Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to...
Welcome to the Comfort Level Podcast.
Okay, again.
Thank you for joining us for another... I'm Maddie, and I'm here with...
Elise.
Oh my gosh.
Brandon.
Sam. Yes.
That's my twizzy right there. Is that a twin, no?
Twin.
Where have you been?
Nobody
Knows me like you do. Nobody knows me quite like you.
Try it.
Did someone, one of y'all send me a guy singing it?
I don't know. I send you a lot of stuff.
Like on TikTok or something, but he was killing it. He was hitting a note, but he was harmonizing too. It sounded like he was doing it as a joke, but I'm like, I like it. It was like when your uncle tries to harmonize with this song, but he was killing it.
It was an unk?
Yeah.
Do you guys have that certain person in your family that does that during birthday parties, like this next story?
Oh,
She looks like a kid on an iPad.
she does. This iPad freaking kid, dude.
Okay, but do you guys have those family members that sing and they expect you to hit those notes during happy
I didn't know if you
birthdays?
were just making it up just for the transition and you didn't really want our answer. This is
No,
the first time you've ever asked us one of your transitions to actually like listen.
Wow, this
to
looks
it.
bad, Elise. This isn't true. But no,
You never cared about our opinions when you transition.
Sam will tell a joke, but he won't tell a lie. No, that's a lie.
he
actually.
lies all the
He
time.
lies so much.
I lie so
He
much.
lies more than he tells jokes, and he tells a lot of jokes. So,
Actually, I did want to do something before we do the story.
but nobody has the answer to
I
the.
don't know. Because I'm not used to answering. I'm never going to answer that question. If it's a transition, I'm never answering it.
Okay.
My question, I think we should start this for our guests. I always want to get a good gauge of how they feel about us three.
Oh. Okay.
And I wanted to do F, Marry, Kill or Red Bed, Behead. It's not going to work with a cousin and a sister. So I think we should do
I don't think that'll ever work for any of our guests.
we're doing it. We'll do the PG version for everybody. Even though I think it should be. I like Wed Bed Behead. That's my best version of it. I think it should be slap.
Dap.
Okay, slap, dap. What should be
Clap.
No, it can't be clap. It can't be clap. But that's actually maybe that's what we do with everybody else. Slap, dap, and hap. Like happy forever. So like slap, hap, like dap is like kinda
Like you're cool.
You're cool. What's a forever happy one? Cap. No, it's cap.
Cap, you're just not a real person.
I want us to be ranked by the guests, but I want to do it like that.
Why don't you just do one gold, silver, bronze?
Yeah, okay, we can do that.
That would be the easiest.
Yeah, but we're doing slap, dap, and cap for or her clap for everybody else. That's amazing. Okay, so you have to rank us, Elise, just so we get a good idea. So when the energies on the podcast happen, when you're like mean to some people, we'll know why from the beginning. So gold, silver, bronze.
Of course I'm going to get bronze because I'm her brother.
We don't know. We don't know. She might be honest.
She laughed way too hard for me not to be bronze.
Ooh, I don't know. This was hard.
Yeah, this is hard, and this is what we do on this podcast. We just ask the
hard-hitting questions.
Because I feel like nobody gets gold.
Someone has to get gold. It doesn't matter. Even if it's participate, they happen. You got to get one of us gold.
You are asking the villain.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, Elise is always going to find a way to burn somebody, and she burned every
She
single
did
one
it
of us with that answer.
immediately. She did it immediately.
She said, I feel about you guys the same. I don't like any of you.
I mean, I can give myself gold.
Yeah, I
Nope,
knew
you're
she was
not a
gonna. I
part of
knew
this.
she was
You're
gonna.
not
I
a part of
knew
this.
it. I knew it.
She's
I've known her
managed
for
to do the
19
two
years.
worst
I
answers.
knew she was gonna do
The
that.
two worst answers.
I knew
The
she was
two
gonna do
most
that.
hurtful answers she could possibly give, she chose.
She said, honestly, no one gets
No
gold.
one or me.
No, the second she said no one gets gold, I was like, she's going to give it to herself. She's going to. That's it. I know my sister.
Okay, but for real, I would say,
And she's about to be brutally honest.
That's why I'm scared too.
Why are you creating a rating
I've always
on
liked-
purpose?
'Cause it's fun to me.
You're making us want to fight for each other's.
Yes, I'm trying to cause
spot.
Discord. We've been too happy lately. We've been like having fun talking and stuff. We need some like animosity.
And this is why you'll never be with my mom. I will never approve of that.
Oof.
Well, when
Because
I'm in
of
a
that.
when I'm in a relationship, we're two lucky ducks. We're two happy little people in a little pod. So I love love.
I don't think so. Because all those phrases blended together, that was just hateful. That was hateful. That wasn't even love.
It was all love.
No, it wasn't. You said 2 ducks in a pea pod.
Yeah, because we're all so good. I can't even
Ducks
pick
don't
one.
even fit in the pea pod.
Yeah, like, you ain't been with a duck. I know about these ducks.
what?
You know, the ducks you been going.
All right, Elise.
Okay, Sam, you get gold.
Let's go.
Now it's between you two.
Oh no.
I don't know. I feel like, listen, okay, it's not because you're my brother, but I have to give you bronze. And you get silver.
Thank God.
Woo!
And we'll keep you posted as each podcast goes. Who gets the most best golds and who's the worst? Right now, Brandon is firmly in third.
I'm close to third, though. I'm close to it.
And I'm not even close to third because I'm just first. So that's good. Let's get these stories going. This is good energy, right?
Am I the asshole for planning my own birthday party since I knew my husband and kids wouldn't do a great job? And I was correct. For my 40th birthday party, they planned an ice cream cake and a takeout pizza with a movie at home. I try to make sure my husband and 2 kids get an amazing experience on their special occasions. They do not reciprocate. For my husband's 40th, I got him a NASCAR experience in Vegas. For my daughter's 16th, I saved up all year to get her a new MacBook Pro. My son is 10, so I can't put much of this on him. So I planned my own birthday party without letting them know. My best friend came over to watch the house, and my husband and I got a weekend to ourselves in the city. We saw the Back to the Future musical. We had some amazing meals. When we got back home, there was a party waiting for me with all of our friends and family.
Whoa.
My husband and daughter kept getting compliments on doing such a great job planning everything so I could have a special day. After everyone left, my husband and daughter both told me that I embarrassed them by not letting them know what I had planned. I asked them what they had planned for me. They told me. I agreed with them that my plans put theirs to shame. I asked them if they wanted me to tell everyone who had come to my party what the actual plan for my birthday was. They both looked like a deer in the headlights. I said that would be cruel and would draw other people into petty private family drama. I asked them what they thought about what they planned for me compared to what I did for myself. My daughter opened her mouth and closed it. I said that I understand that they did not like planning stuff, and I have no problem with it, but they could have enlisted help from my friends or someone who likes to plan. I said if it was really an issue, I was more than willing to let them plan and execute their own celebrations from now on, and I would take care of planning mine. We could alternate planning my son's stuff. Neither had anything to say. My husband surprised me today with an apology. He said that I was right and that he had been thoughtless. My daughter is still upset with me for pointing out that she put more effort into planning her BFF's birthday than mine. I feel like an asshole. I would have been fine letting them take credit. Am I the asshole?
How old was OP turning?
40.
Oh, 40?
Full E.
Dang it. I was gonna bring up my rule, but that falls in the rule
Wait, what was the rule?
If it's like a
that
big...
you only celebrate 0 to 18, 21, and then 30, 40, 50.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But that counts as one.
When I read this, I was like, I don't know why you're blaming the daughter. I feel like sometimes as parents, they put responsibilities on us.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a lot more common when like it's a single parent, because they put responsibility on maybe like the most responsible child and give them the responsibilities of what the spouse would have, and it becomes unfair in that way. But I'm surprised that she's upset that her 16-year-old daughter isn't planning a party for her. I'm like, okay, look at your husband. Like, she's looking at both, but I'm like, look at your husband and your husband solely.
Yeah.
Because it's not your kid's responsibility to plan a party for you. I mean, it would be nice. And of course, if they want to be a part of that, that's great. But don't expect your kids to be planning a party for you. I feel like that's not fair to ask of them. It's 100% fair of your husband to ask, even if they're not the best at planning something. But I feel like that's too big of an ask, in my opinion.
I think the thing that I kind of don't like about the story is that the celebration, like she's making a competition out of her celebrating herself. Out of, I don't know, at least for me, that just seems weird. Like, but I also I feel like I have a weird perspective on birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
I won't plan my own or anything, because I'm like, hey, I'm cool with just a happy, before, like, my parents would like have really extravagant birthdays and stuff, and it'd be great, and I love them. But then, like, I don't know, once it was like past 19, I was like, I don't really care. Like, it's not that it feels like another day, but it's like, it's more sad that it is happy for me sometimes, because like I'm getting older, like stuff is getting more real, like the world's getting more real now, like there's more stuff I'm just responsible for. So it's like, I would never be like, oh, this, like, anybody that planned anything, I'm like, oh, like, thank you, you really genuinely did not have to. Even if it's my parents, like, you did it once and I was like over the moon, but I was like, I was not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, wow, this is great, I love it. But it's like, I don't know, just when people are like, I know how to, like, to that point, they're like, she's like, I know how to celebrate myself so much that you guys can't do it for me. And the fact that she was right was kind of tough, but I don't know. It's just, that just feels weird to me that she's just like, yeah, you guys suck at planning birthdays, so I just did my own.
Well, I don't know. I think also to a certain extent, if you have really big expectations for your birthday and somebody's not going to meet them, I don't think it's bad to be like, I'm going to plan my birthday. I do think she was trying to prove a point, which is petty.
Yeah.
Which is why she did all the direct comparison. She was like, this is what you guys would have done for me, and this is what I want you to do for me. And I knew you weren't going to do it, so I did it for myself. But this is what I want. I don't know. Because I think it's a lot more common than people think. Sometimes people give gifts to just give, but other times, and it's kind of a lot more common, people give gifts to receive. They're like, I'm giving you this gift, so next time when my birthday comes around, you give me a gift. Right? And this is the type of gift I want you to give me.
Yeah.
Because you see how much work I just put into this gift? Level up your gift, okay? Level it up. So I think that's a lot more common. So, I mean, her being like, my husband did this NASCAR thing. I bought my daughter this super expensive thing. She wants something more than what they're giving her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why I think I fall like 50-50 on it, because I do think to some extent we all want people to give energy that we care about in our relationships, like give energy, like put thought into things they're doing for us, that they're thinking of us.
mm-hmm.
But I don't like mandating that you have to do it for the mandating part for the birthday is what I don't like about it. Because I think we all want to do things for people in our families, people in our relationships. And you're like, oh, I can't believe you thought about me. I wouldn't expect anything, but I do think it's nice to do.
Mm-hmm.
So saying exactly what you're saying, making that, I did this for you. You went to Vegas and you got this amazing 16. I want that. That's where I'm like, no, you can't dictate it. But you can say in your relationships, like, I would like if you thought about me a little. I don't even know how you say that, but some way say that. Because I'm like, I've been in relationships where I'm like, I have to make a conscious effort to like think about you more often. and not just on Valentine's or birthdays and stuff like that. It's like, I'm trying to think about you. And that's a good thing to do in relationships, I think.
Yeah.
But don't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That was so sassy. Yeah. Don't tell me what to do.
Don't.
I don't know. I feel like, I'm the same. I'm kind of 50-50 because like on one hand, it's like, okay, you're doing all these like nice things for other people, but then you're like doing the bare minimum for me. But then at the same time, I feel like it's kind of like it's kind of misguided anger towards the daughter, especially because like the daughter is not going to be throwing you like some cruise for your 40th birthday. But it's also like, I would think having a 16-year-old daughter and being with her husband however long, that she should be used to it by now. You know?
The daughter should be used to it?
No, the mom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wonder too if she's ever outright. Wait, did it say it in the story if she was ever like, hey, this is what I would like?
I don't think so. Specifically this time, I think she just said that she just plans really big things for them and they don't reciprocate. So she's expecting reciprocation.
So she hasn't like had a conversation with them about it.
At least from this, I don't think she has until afterwards.
Well, I think that's like a big thing then. Like having that conversation and just being like, hey, okay, I want this for my birthday. You know, you don't have to do it. Like not being like too like, I want this, but like a suggestion.
Yeah.
So they're like, they have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone was touching on it a little bit, but I think it was you started, you piggybacked off of it with the whole, and you kind of said it too, the whole like planning, like doing all this extravagant stuff for people and then not get it in return. I feel like she has to have some sort of conversation. I don't know how she will, because like what you said, it can seem very materialistic if she's like, hey, I do all this nice stuff for you, do something nice for me. But at the same time, if she doesn't say something, she's just going to keep running herself dry with their resources and emotions, because she's like, I thought about you. I thought about this gift. I thought how it was going to affect you. And then I got you it, or then I took you on the trip and no one's doing it for you. Like, I can understand where she's frustrated, but I also think it's strange that she kept them. They were surprised about the party.
She was doing it as a approval point. She was comparing them.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I also, I feel like what she wants though is like normal. I feel like it's like a normal thing where if you're like a gift giving person, you're like, hey, I want to do this for you because I love doing this for you, but I also want to be treated like I want to be pampered on my birthday. Right. And I definitely think there is that level, at least, where yes, it should be communicated. But I guess my question is, because I think it's a lot more common than we think it is, like, what is a way to introduce that communication of like, hey, I know you might not be thinking about me like this specifically, or like you don't give gifts like this, but this is how I would like to be treated on my birthday and what I would like to receive. And because I don't know, I feel like, like you were saying, sometimes people can think it's like a really big ask, even though it's not. It's just like, this is what I want, you know? Like, I wonder how you would even communicate that if it is just simply, this is what I would like on my birthday. And then trying not to have those expectations afterwards.
I think you started with, I feel like it's one of those things where you got to start it with the question so then you can roundabout get the answer, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, like, let's just talk about it. Like, what do you like for your birthday? Or what do you like to do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
She just locks you in your room for your birthday.
I don't want anything for my birthday.
Takes everything. Yeah. You don't even have a bed. You just have.
I don't need anything.
They take the carpet.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
No, wait. You did you watch Ed and Eddie?
Yeah.
It's the episode where Ed got grounded and they took his stairs.
Oh.
They took this man's staircase.
Oh my God.
Did he have like a second floor house?
Yeah. He was sleeping in the basement and they took his staircase when he was grounded.
They were talking about that on the Theo Von Drewski episode, where Theo Von was like, yeah, it was rough when I was a kid. Like, they would take our porch and they were on the second floor. He's like, you would like look out the window and they would have like, they have a fence where they didn't have a fence before because they took all the wood from their porch. And I'm like, that's wild. And they showed a picture of it. It's just the door. It was like you could see where the landing for it was. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you think he's being honest when he says stuff like that?
Theo Von is like, I think he does like little exaggerations, but most of his stories are based in truth and he will always back it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he said stuff like that before.
He says ridiculous stuff.
How he like grew up really poor or something.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this has got to be an exaggeration,
It was
right?
funny. But coming back to what you're saying, I do think that's a genuine, like, how do you have that conversation? I do think we should try to come up with something like, how do you have that conversation? Because I do think it's a valid thing to want for someone to put more energy into things for you. But how do you say that? And I think I liked how you said it. Is basically, it means a lot to me if you would show some more attention to these situations in my life. I would appreciate it. Makes me feel loved and cared for. And just don't tell them anything specific. I still push back on like specific, but just like maybe some examples of like, in this way,
Yeah.
you could show me more and I would really appreciate that.
What do you do about your expectations then? Right? Because like her expectations were, but I don't know. I feel like it is still okay for her to plan her own stuff, though. Yeah. Not saying nobody said that. Nobody said that. But obviously, it includes including everybody into the conversation. But being like, "Hey, please think about me. Please plan something for me." But just so I feel okay, I have an idea of what I would like, and I'm gonna plan it. We're gonna do 2 separate celebrations, okay, or something like this. Where it's
I don't know about that either because I'm like
something.
Because I'm close to Brandon where I don't care about my birthday. I don't want to do anything for my birthday. So, but if I'm a person who does care about my birthday, which I do have friends who care about it, they're planning it. I feel like that is a normal thing. So if it like means a lot to you, I feel like you should just be able to plan it, but not put that on your partner.
Yeah. So I'll say for me, like my mom, family is really important to her. She's Dominic Toretto. She actually was in Fast and Furious. I don't know if you heard about the motion picture film.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious. She shaved her head. She was Dominic Toretto.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, it was my mom, Gina.
I felt like I knew everything about these movies and I just learned that Mama G is Dom.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
But she's not a Dom. Okay. So there's a difference.
No one said that.
Okay. Dominic. Okay.
She's my Dom.
But family is really important to her. And so I don't know if there was a lack or what, but now she plans like a lot of the big holiday parties. Like she's done that throughout her entire marriage to my dad and, you know, ever since we were young and stuff, just to make sure that we were always with cousins. And it's kind of trickled down to me in a way where I'm like, I'm not getting invited to much parties unless I'm planning them. So let me plan them so my friends will hang out. Cause it's like, yeah, I don't have a lot of friends, but it's also like my friends are busy and they just never want to take the time to plan something for themselves. So I'm like, can we all huddle up for a second, make plans, even though Sam hates plans. Let's make plans 6 months in the future, guys. This will be fun. Let's go on a cruise. And so that happened.
Maddie does love throwing out like, yeah, let's do this. Okay, Maddie.
But then I make too many plans and I'm like, ugh. Like today when we were filming, I was like, why did we like immediately go back to filming? Because I would love to have not done anything tonight. But I
get what you're saying. It's hard.
Because I know what I want in my head, so why don't I just make it happen?
And you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And you should also be able to understand people around you who are not good at that. But then you also have to be mindful of people, because I'm thinking of, what's the term we're talking about when like people don't do chores? or they pretend like they can't do chores.
Oh, something incompetence or
yeah,
Weaponizing.
Weaponized incompetence.
Like it makes me think about that too. Where like, well, some people just know they probably should be doing, but just don't do it or act like they can't do it. So I'm like, there's a little bit of that in there too. So you have to judge in your friends. You're like, well, I guess we're moving to friends, but I'm like, in a relationship, in a married couple, is your partner good at that? Or do they just don't want to be bothered or they're not putting energy into it? Or like you have to be able to discern that for yourself. Like maybe husband's really bad at it and you're like, you don't want him planning. But maybe you're like, you've done stuff in the past and now it's like, we've been married for so long, you just don't want to do it. Then that's a different thing. I think you have to judge in the relationship what it actually is and then whether that's important enough to make a bigger deal out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do think there is some type of like, if you are, I think it makes sense where it's like, if you are asking them to plan the party, lower your expectations because they're not in your head, and also give them some grace. But it's weird because like for her example, I'll be honest, like for me, if I wanted Brandon to plan something for me and he had like a completely different idea than I would, and I went ahead and planned something else, and people were at the party being like, Brandon, nice freaking job with this party, dude. I'd be like, I would be like, this is great. And then I'd take the punch bowl and I would crack it over.
Oh my God.
Elise had a little.
Over his head?
I was going to say that, but then I was like, that's not fun. So maybe like over somebody else's head.
Over someone, an innocent bystander?
Or it's like, I'll like take it and I'll like crack it over my knee. You know how people do that with like pool sticks? I was like,
But with a punch bowl that's full of punch, right?
So then you can't decipher if it's blood or
oh my God.
or a fruit punch.
It was going to be clear. It was going to be a clear liquid, but it wasn't going to be. It was going to be like pink.
I'm not drinking a clear liquid.
It was going to be pink.
Oh, it's
pinkish.
a pink. Okay.
So you could definitely tell from blood. Anyway.
Or it could have just been Sprite with blood.
But let's back away from my dramatics. I would still be frustrated if in her, which I'm surprised she's not, but maybe.
She did kind of just paper over that because I wanted to know, what did they say when people were like, great party? Did they go, yeah? Or do they tell the truth? Because she just didn't say anything about what they said.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like they were just like,
But you probably had stuff in your family where someone says something, you're like, I know it's wrong. If the real answer will embarrass someone in my family. So you're like,
Yeah. I wish my family had that sometimes.
Oh, they don't? They're like, nah, Maddie.
No, they love to throw little Maddie under the bus. And I've talked about this on the podcast before specifically. Yeah. And I remember the moment in my head. And I won't say which sibling, but I still remember what she did to me.
Ooh.
The joke is I only have one sister. So. Anyway.
You said sibling.
I know, and then I said she.
Oh,
and I only
gosh.
You were a little.
Anyway.
I would fess up though.
I'm sorry, man.
Back in your example, I would be like, no, I didn't do this. I'd be quick to snitch on myself.
I know. Well, yeah, you personally, I feel like you would.
I'd be like, hey, attention, ting, 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 everybody. I did not plan this.
No one thought you did. It's too good.
Quit giving me credit. Stop it right now. Thank you.
That's all you would say?
Yeah.
You have the opportunity for a toast and you can't say, click, click,
I
click.
didn't
Hey
do
guys,
it.
I'm back. I didn't do it, but let's raise a toast to the girl I love the most, Maddie, for throwing a party.
And I'm in the back. I'm like, I didn't think it was you, Brandon. I love this party. I knew it wasn't you.
See, this is how I know that what Sam said last week is real. Last week he said, if me and Brandon secretly eloped, but Sam wasn't a part of it, he would never talk to us again. Because every single time me and Brandon have an imaginary scenario, Sam always finds a way to push himself into
I'm
it.
in it.
It makes sense that you'd be in there, but I'm like, Sam is so serious about that. He's going to be so pissed if we get eloped.
Yes.
He'll be like...
And that's why I feel like you're kind of thinking of doing it.
I thought about like...
Don't worry about it.
Oh?
No.
Oh?
I was like...
You're like, we're doing it as a joke, but I'm like, you know how I feel, like seriously about it, that you would do it. And I'm like, I got to stand on business and never talk to you guys again.
No, your elope invite is the hat. It's like
Oh, that would be crazy.
diabolical.
I'm like that.
It's like that's a double neck. You're like, ah.
It just says thank you for attending our wedding. You're like, huh?
I'll be so bad.
What would you wear to our wedding? Would you wear a tuxedo or jeans like this next story?
Yeah. Don't answer the question. Don't answer it.
I just panic sweats. Dang it.
Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he ripped my jeans in public? My boyfriend uploads various pranks he makes with his friends to TikTok.
Already
Gross.
From the beginning, I asked him not to include me in his pranks and that I didn't want my face to appear in any of his videos. Sometimes I helped him record or edit videos, but that's all. 2 days ago at night, we were going to buy some things with friends, but we went to have sex and we were late. He went down to the car while I finished dressing. I couldn't find my panties, so I put on my jeans. We arrived at the place and his friends were already there. Everything was going normally until we reached a hallway. My boyfriend and one of his friends grabbed my back pockets and pulled them pretty hard and tore my jeans completely.
Oh my gosh.
When my boyfriend realized I wasn't wearing panties, he started yelling at me and then proceeded to give me his sweater. When we got to his house, I had to call my brother to bring me some clothes. I told him we were breaking up and then I left. Today he came to my house to talk and started calling me exaggerated and that it was my fault for not wearing panties and that he's the one who should be angry because thanks to the fact that I was not wearing panties, his friend saw my butt. Am I the asshole?
No.
I feel like this answer is obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
She is. I mean, right.
Oh yeah, like
Prank
wear
channels.
panties. You're the asshole for not wearing panties.
How do you forget them? Or how do you lose your panties? No.
No, you can lose them. It's possible.
You can
As a
lose them.
grown person, why are you losing panties?
You're wearing them and you lose them too, Sam?
Am I wearing them and losing them?
Yeah.
No, I'm not wearing them and losing them.
You just lost your phone. I don't believe that.
No, that's true. That's true. I don't know.
Okay, so relevant comments. Don't date people who prank people on TikTok.
100%.
And then OP said, we've been dating for 5 years. And when I started dating him, he didn't do this or behave like this. The prank started 1.5 years ago. And then somebody else said, sounds like immature kids who shouldn't be allowed in public. The lot of you suck completely. For sure, 17 to 18 maybe. Get real and out and get a life. OP responded, we are 27 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, but that's not crazy. Them like YouTube prankers, they'd be like 38, 40.
Yeah.
Look at this prank I did on my wife.
Wait, did he tell the friend to pull her pants?
Oh, we don't know yet. They just came up and pulled her pants off.
Oh, because I was like, that's the only reason I'm like, why did she break it with him? Should she? Or is it the fact that he got mad?
I think it's the fact that he got mad at her.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting mad at me because you pulled my pants off.
Well, he didn't. The friend did.
They
right?
both did.
Oh, they both.
They
okay,
both
that's what I
grabbed a
meant.
pocket and just ripped
I thought it was
it.
just a friend. Okay,
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes
No, they
sense.
both grabbed a pocket and ripped it, and you just see cheeks.
Well, I'm like,
And he's mad about that.
What was the end goal if she was wearing panties?
Yeah, true.
because I think pranks are things that you can that are not permanent or like easily reversible. You ruin these pants, right? Where's the joke in it?
That's what's wrong with a lot of YouTube pranksters. They're not pranks.
Yeah.
It's just people being mean to people. It's not.
Yes.
A prank is supposed to be a joke where you guys can both laugh at. But a lot of these YouTube prankers are not pranking people.
No, they're not.
They're just doing it for shock factor.
Right. So
Like-
when they get shot, I'm happy.
Do you guys remember that guy, I think in the UK, who was just walking into people's houses
Dude, that
as a
is
prank?
wild.
And everybody in the US is like, if he walked into the house, the wrong person's house, he'd be dead for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't just walk into people's houses.
I'm like, you know how terrifying that is?
That's
Just-
so scary. And he's just like standing there
He's like-
staring at them. And they're like, leave. And he's like, no.
I'm throwing hands. I would throw hands so fast.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it seemed like, because the one I saw, he like walked in, it was like some old lady's house. And I'm like,
for what?
now she's terrified. What is she going to do?
Mm-hmm.
It's not funny.
Yeah, it's not funny because it's like, where's the joke?
Yeah.
No, what I don't get is like the prank channels that have been going for years.
Yeah.
And it's like some of them are actual like pranks that are actually funny, but like, how do you have that many pranks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they pretty much. I watched a YouTube where they're like going over a bunch of the prank channels, and they're like, largely it's because they're fake. Like they just immediately go to fake, and now people just accept that they're fake. That they're just actors doing it.
So like a lot of the gold digging ones.
Oh,
fake?
they're 100% fake.
Like is the people fake? Like just like even the people that are being pranked.
Yeah, it's all fake. And a lot of, especially the gold diggers, they're like prime examples. They're just like getting Instagram models to be the gold diggers, and then they act in them, and that's literally just find some hot girl. You're like, you want to be in an Instagram video, and they're like, yeah, and then they'll do it.
That makes me think about something that we talked about like a month ago, because it's in the video that I just edited, where we talked about how seeing certain things online so much can change your perception of stuff. Like I think we were talking about like the Andrew Tates of the world, and how you might see how they talk about certain women, or they prove a point. They're like, oh my God, I just got this freaking girl. Like she looks so stupid. But that's all that they see, where they're like, maybe all women are like this. I feel like pranks like that genuinely are horrible for society, because now you have like guys growing up being like, wow, that was real. That girl is like, she's such a gold digger. And now that she found it, like, because usually the ones that I see are like the guy's like hitting on the girl and he's like, hey, you want to get in my car? And it's like a broken down car. And then she's like, no, like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And then he walks to his Ferrari and she turns around. She was like, I'll get in your car. And he's like, no, get out of here. And then he looks at the camera and he's like,
want someone who wants them from me. Like,
right.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like it kind of gives a bad perception of women in that sense too.
I think it does. I think it's partly it's creating what people think women are, and but it's also feeding people who are like already red pill or incels. Or like, this is evidence to back up what I think. You're like, no, they're just catering to you because they know you're going to comment on this, and like, yeah, that's just women. Finally, someone telling them no.
Yeah,
dude. And then it gets so dangerous too, because I saw this. I don't know if he was like, every single thing I saw covered about him said he was an incel, and he was like pretty much like trying to talk to these girls, and he's like pretty much like, yeah, like you're pretty and stuff, like of course you'll fall for me because I'm a guy and I'm high value stuff, whatever. And she said no, and he ended up pepper spraying her because she said no.
Oh my gosh.
And then the video, like he's like running away because like all these other girls are like trying to help her out and like attack him for pepper spraying. And then he like completely flips the narrative, and he's like, hey, like I was just like walking by and then all these women try to attack me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, bro.
But he had it on camera? Didn't he show?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can find
That's assault, man.
Well, it makes me think this is a complete tangent.
Actually, that's a pepper, but that's assault.
You get it? Pepper and salt. Instead of assault, he said, that's a pepper.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
He's here all week.
So
He's here all week,
And
ladies
that's
and
why
gentlemen.
I'm gold, baby.
It just gets all right. And that's a pepper.
Yeah, and that's a pepper.
But it makes me think about this video that I saw like a few months ago now. And it was about this kick streamer and how he seemed like he was like a normal, like kind of like douchebag guy, where he was like, he goes on Omegle, R.I.P. Omegle, but it's like basically the new Omegle. And he goes on there and he's just trying to get like girls' numbers or something, or, you know, whatever. But he actually pushes it past that, where he's basically immediately asking them for, or he's trying to get their Snapchat, but he's pushing it past that and immediately trying to get like their nudes. Like he's trying to get them to like show their boobs. And they think that he's just talking to them, but he's actually on stream and he's not telling people he's on stream. And then he's not asking their ages either. And when they do tell him his age, actually he does ask. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm 17." He's like, "Oh, sorry, what did you say? How old are you?" "Oh, I'm 17." "Sorry, you say you're 19?" Yeah, I'm 19. So he knows these people are underage.
Yeah.
And then they'll flash. And then he takes it and he uploads it to a private Discord and he tells all the boys in his stream, "Hey, go sign up for that Discord. You can go see what I just saw." And I remember there was this guy, I forget. So the guy who made a video about him, his name was like Chicken something.
Yeah. He's a black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Brandon about it because it was really upsetting. And people were talking about it a lot, but I don't know why I said that. I was trying to relate it back to the red pill content. I guess in a way, it just made me feel really bad because there was all these girls that somehow they did get convinced into like showing their boobs and stuff. But the way that the guy was talking was just like so degrading. He was like sometimes he would cut off the girl and be like, "I'm sorry, I don't really care. Like, can you just show me your tits?"
Wow.
But
Why were they doing it?
I don't know whether sometimes they were under the influence. The guy was attractive. He was an attractive guy, but he didn't really have like charisma or anything.
Yeah.
And for me too, I wonder that too, but I don't want to shame the girls really too much because I'm like, what do you know about dudes trying to do stuff like this? But yeah, no, it was surprising too.
I don't want to blame them, but I am curious just for my own, like, especially on Omegle, because it seemed like that wasn't a thing. It's like, maybe it is because he's attractive, because there is a lot of ugly people, I guess, maybe on Omegle, and that's why. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, do you remember his name? Like Chicken something?
Chicken George?
Mm-mm.
He was like on the
What's that?
eighth season of Big Brother?
Okay.
No, like fourth, I think, actually.
Okay.
Chicken George. Oh, we're acting out that.
Sorry, forget that. That'll just happen. What is that streaming? That's that live streaming thing called?
Omegle?
No, the other one. That you
Twitch?
can. Yeah, no, the new one
Kick?
that's like
Kick?
really Kick.
Kick is old.
No, Kick. There's two different Kicks.
Oh, there
His
is?
name. Okay, so the YouTuber, his name is something about chickens, and he did To Catch a Kick Predator. That's what the title is. But if you can see, the guy is like attractive. He's just like a dick
I
about
see
it.
this guy.
Oh. It's that guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think his name was Omar, but I forget his channel name. But yeah,
Something about chickens is pretty cool too.
He's
would
good.
He would do Omegle pranks.
yeah, like
And
the
like-
editing pranks.
Yeah. So he'd be like, he'd start off one and be like, "Hey, real quick, I have a card trick," and then like he'd be like, he would do the card trick, but it seemed like they transitioned to like two different people, and then he would come in like the third scene of like the third person they skipped to, be like, "Hey, is this your card?" And they're like, "Oh my God."
Oh,
It was
that's
good, it was
I
good.
do like those kind of things.
Yeah, so that was like, this is the first type of video that he's done like this. And I was like,
He's really
Wow.
good at it.
yeah. Sometimes you like catch creators like that when they're first transitioning their content and they still have a lot of stuff. And I'm like, I wish you would make more stuff like this.
They're like, no, I'm
Because I'm not
over
really
it.
that interested in the other stuff. But
I'm done.
okay, so update.
No.
There's an update here. So my boyfriend came to talk to me today about after getting off work. I didn't want to talk to him, but he insisted, so I let him talk. He apologized to me. He said he didn't want to throw away our 5 years of relationship for something really stupid and not worth it. He meant making pranks and posting them on TikTok. That he knows that his behavior has changed too much in the last year and a half and that he really regrets it. He said that he wanted to be with me and that he even was going to ask to marry me for our anniversary, which is in June, and that he already has the ring since December. He said that he grabbed my panties and hid them for himself. He would make fun of me saying something like, "Look what I just found," and then he would use them to do indecent things. The prank was not planned. My boyfriend's friend convinced him about 5 minutes before. He forgot that he hid my panties, and that's why he reacted by yelling at me. He said that it was because he was embarrassed and desperate about how I would react. He asked me for
So
another,
he yells at her to cover it up. What?
and he did it.
Yeah.
He's the reason why she doesn't have panties. He asked me for another chance, but he also said that he would stop joking completely. Furthermore, he said that if necessary, he would distance himself from his friends completely. I asked him for time to think about it, but I really don't know. I really love him, but he exceeds the limits I set for him regarding pranks, and he lets himself be convinced by his friends. And then top comment, so wait, he stole your panties so he could torment you with them later, or likely in front of his friends? Then he somehow forgot he had your panties when his friend convinced him to pull your pants. Sweetie, he knew exactly what he was doing, and it was to embarrass you in front of his friends. He knew you had no panties, and he planned for it to be filmed this way because it would make the reaction even better. And then there's a few other comments, but yeah.
The fact that you would rather lie about what you actually did to save yourself in front of your friends instead of telling the truth so that you could keep your relationship?
Preach.
Toxic masculinity.
Okay, that hurts.
I think that's a good point, though. I feel like it wasn't one of those apologies because he saw what he did was genuinely wrong. I think it was one of those genuinely wrong. But I think it was one of those ones. He apologized because he saw how bad it was later, or saw the effect that it had on her. And her reaction is what caused him to apologize.
He's
not
sorry because he got caught.
Yeah. Not necessarily because he felt bad about it.
Right.
Which is arguably even worse. So definitely, please don't take him back. Because she goes on to basically just say, she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's like, no. Because the thing that gets me too is it's like, they're 27 years old. It's not teenagers.
Yeah.
That was his reaction, and it took him a day to come back to you and be like, it was my fault that happened.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm mad or whatever. And I don't even think he even really fully apologized that much, but maybe he did.
Because even if he could have genuinely, I would give him the benefit of the doubt. That commenter was like, he did this on purpose. It was a kid clicks. He could have genuinely forgot, but everything else I still doesn't make up for it. Like, your friends convinced you into it. No friend is convincing me to rip my girlfriend's pants in front of them. Like, that is not I don't know how you get into that conversation. I don't know how you convince someone. I'm like, we're not destroying my girlfriend's clothes or trying to embarrass her in front of everybody.
Yeah.
What kind of boyfriend is that? Y'all been together for 5 years?
5 years.
Another thing that makes me like kind of interested in this story a little bit more is the fact that it was that type of prank and that was his react. Like, granted, there are situations where you can see the worst in somebody, but it's like at 27, but the only thing that changed really is that he started doing like prank stuff. So I'm almost wondering if there was other things that she just didn't see.
Oh,
like
non-prank.
Yeah, like non-prank things that like are like really red flags that she's just not seeing until now. Cause yeah, like in a 5-year relationship, there could be something that could be that bad. Like, it is a really, really bad mistake, but usually you're able to like work through it or something.
Well, this one, she told him she didn't want to be a part of it, and he broke that. Like, that is ground enough for me and a boyfriend, girlfriend to be like, okay, you don't respect me.
Mm-hmm.
Because this, not only did he break the rule, but he did it in a very public, disrespectful way. I'm like, that is enough to be like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I do feel like he had that marriage in the back pocket. I feel like he was like, man, if I mess up, this is my Hail Mary thing.
And it didn't work.
Well, maybe. We don't know. Is there an update? But
I'm
if it
praying
worked
that it
or
doesn't.
not?
No, because the latest update is from the 24th of March.
Oh.
So pretty recent.
Hopefully it didn't work.
Hopefully.
But I'm like, they've been together for 5 years, and you're like, okay, let me just buy a ring just in case. Because I ain't going to pull a prank on this chick.
I'm going to prank her by marrying her.
Yeah.
So when she gets back with me,
I'm gonna have a long relationship. We're gonna like raise kids, and then our deathbed. I'm like, this was a prank.
Because I've been married this whole time to somebody else.
Wait, have you guys sent that video? My mom sent me that video of like the guy he gets pulled over by the cop, and the cop is like, you were speeding. Why were you speeding? He's like, oh yeah, I was speeding because my wife is having a kid right now. He's like, okay, let's go to the hospital. And he goes to the hospital and he sees a random lady. He's like, pretend like I'm the dad. He's like, I'm here to take you in, honey. And she's like, okay. But then they follow through the life. He raises this kid. The cop's like in the background all the time. They're like their 5th birthday party. The cop's eating cake and he's like raising the kid. And then the mom dies like when the kid's 12, and then he's taking care of the kid. He's at his college graduation. The cop's in the background. And then the guy's an old man. And he's like, okay, I think you got it, son. They're like... So I imagine that kind of a prank.
I need to see that video now.
It is so funny.
That is funny. But I really hope she doesn't forgive him.
Yeah.
Like this next story.
That was good. That was good. That was quick.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to shut you down, Sam. But is there something to say that it's so smooth that you didn't even realize?
No, that was very smooth. I love it. Let's move on.
I hate destroying friendships for a transition. We're friends still, right?
Yeah, of course we're friends. It'll take more than that.
Do you see a rift between us right now, Elise?
I see a rift.
Okay.
It is getting wider, but it hasn't torn completely.
Yeah.
I think
No, I worry. What?
someone's jealous that she didn't get gold.
Oh. I guess. Yeah. Hey.
Are you?
No, I just didn't want to be last.
Okay.
I was really nervous about being last. Because I was like, you're her family. But then I think my only saving grace is that Brandon was in the running and that's her brother. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, I think when we have other guests, it's going to even out. We're going to find out. Because I do feel like I'm going to be last a lot of the time.
I don't think so.
With our friends who comes on the show, yes, I think 1,000%.
I think when Yesenia comes back on, you are going to be last.
Yesenia, I'll be last.
Myra.
SJ, I'll be last.
Yes.
Myra,
SJ better rank me high.
Yeah, Myra, I'll be last. Yvonne,
Josh, you'll be last.
Josh, my Josh? Or,
yeah, you're Josh.
Yeah, I'll be last.
Because you ranked him number 7.
Yeah, but like out of people of my friends. So actually, because you guys are higher than him. That's crazy.
He said, I'm worried about it. Okay, so
Cut this out.
Cut out the whole
thing.
We didn't even start like that.
Yeah. Cut out the gold, silver, bronze. Let's not do that anymore.
we have your mom on. She's like, he's last.
He doesn't qualify.
But legitimately, should we do the slap, dap, clap? Because that's funny, right?
I mean, we usually have family on.
No, but we don't.
My family comes
Yeah,
on.
we'll change it to gold, silver, bronze, and family.
Can you imagine Sadia doing slap, dap, and clap?
I 1,000% want Sadia to do slap, dap, clap.
You want Sadia to figure out who she's going to clap amongst the 3 of us?
Yeah.
And Yvonne?
Yeah.
Who Yvonne's clapping?
Yeah. Who she slapping, who she dapping, who she clapping.
I feel like they're all going to be like, who do I clap? You know?
You pick one. That's the thing. That's the game. We'll discuss it.
Brandon, you're the mediator. How do you feel about this?
I don't know.
Because he came up with clap.
It was a joke, but then you ran with it.
Because it's perfect.
It just rhymes.
It's good. You know what sound we need? The Kardashians.
Which one's that?
The one where they're like, "Oh no, when they say something and they're like."
That would be good. Yeah. All the reality TV sounds like. That would be good.
Yeah, close up. Americans were like,
Who let him in
oh
here?
my gosh. When Brandon said Americans, I almost caught it.
Almost
Oh,
what?
are we gonna start to have little like dressing
Yeah,
room
like-
moments where it's like, all right, guys, cut it out for a second. I really can't believe the shoot went this way. It's honestly crazy. We started off with a popularity contest. Who does Sam think he is? And then Elise makes me silver Yoplague place? That's crazy. I'm done. And then we just come back and he's like, we're like, all right, so
When Madi transitioned unfairly against me for the 3,000th time, I almost screamed. I don't think I could take it anymore.
and then when I'm editing, I'll just put like a border around it so it's like a little bit different. Just like shows our names. It's like
No, just keep him aside. We just have to stay completely still when we do it. It's like, I don't understand why everybody was like, I get why Brandon's in bronze, because it's like, do they know me? Like, are we like, it's me, guys. Like, don't do this to me. And it's my sister, so it doesn't count to me. I said it with my chest.
You having one before we move on, or?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, I don't know if that was an answer. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
We're all just like, Elise, go.
At least it's your
Elise,
turn.
go.
You're supposed to be in the
At least
confession
this
room.
is your chance.
Honestly, I'm always number one. Nobody else is gonna be number one. It's just gonna be me. Always.
Classic Elise.
That's a Real Housewives answer.
Am I the asshole for losing my cool with my parents for pushing me to forgive my cheating ex?
Yes. No. 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 I didn't hear it right.
Wow.
No. I said
Wow.
no to it.
I don't.
Audience people, I said no.
No, he said yeah.
No. But I might be on the right side of the history.
Yeah,
I said
you probably
yes,
are. I'm like,
yeah. So then I go back to yeah.
okay, so I lost my cool with my 27 female parents, 57 female, and 59 male for pushing me to forgive my cheating ex. I was to be married in July. 2 months ago, I came home from a work trip to find my ex-fiance in bed with my BFF's sister. I kicked him out, canceled the wedding, warned him that I would get rid of all of his stuff if he didn't come get it, then weeks later dumped it all out on the curbside with a free sign, sold or donated or dumped everything else that he gave me, and pawned the ring. I blocked him everywhere, called the cops on him when he showed up after I gave his stuff away, banging on my door, called them again when he turned up at my workplace and made a scene, and called them on his family when they showed up in mass to plead his case. I didn't go scorched earth on my ex's BFF's sister. I did tell her husband that I caught her in bed with my ex. Last I heard, she'd been kicked out of the house and was back living with her parents. Ex-BFF tried talking me into giving them both a chance to explain, what? No. And then got angry at me for ruining her sister's relationship, called me petty and cold-hearted. So I kicked her to the curb too. I don't want dishonest people that are blasé about betrayal in my life. This encounter, no doubt, simmered under my skin until I unleashed on my parents. Maybe that's the reason, because it lingered, I was so harsh to them. Last week, I met my parents for dinner. I took a date with me to the restaurant, hoping his being there would waylay any discussion about my failed engagement. My parents have been pressuring me to work things out with my ex. He's so sorry. I owe it to him to talk with him, give him 5 minutes to explain himself. She meant nothing to him. He made a mistake. I'm cruel for shutting him out the way that I did. How could I call the police on him? How could I do the same to his family, his parents? They're good people, and they didn't deserve to be humiliated in that manner. He's having a rough time. He's depressed. Everyone is worried about him. He loves me, really loves me, and he's learned his lesson. It's time to grow up and forgive him. No. My date's presence didn't stop them from bringing this all up. I lost my cool, asked my father if he expected me to give my ex a pass every time he sticks his dick into anything that moves, like he does. I asked my mother how turning a blind eye to her husband's infidelity works for her. How does she hold her head up while having lunch with women that have slept around with her husband for years? Is that the kind of man, the life that she wants for me and my sister? For her daughters? I asked if they had any idea of the impact that knowledge had on me and my siblings growing up. Knowing that my dad was late home from work because he was screwing his secretary. Knowing work weekend was code for dirty weekend with a woman that wasn't our mother. Did they know why it was that of their 4 children, I'm the only one that still talks to them? Did they not question why they're not invited to my brother's wedding? Why they never met any of my brother's wives and children? Did they think my sister's silence is because she's being dramatic and throwing a tantrum? Really? I stood from the table, congratulated them on the loss of their last remaining child, and told them I hoped their arrogance, willful blindness, and misery would comfort them to their last breaths. And then I left. My date, I should have saved him for a proper date rather than a F you to my parents, took me to the nearest bar, let me cry on his shoulder while I proceeded to get shit-faced and then made sure I got home safely. The next day, he messaged me to see if I was alive and sent a double cheeseburger, large fries, and a large Sprite over with DoorDash. I didn't block my parents, but I haven't heard from them. It's been a week, and I've calmed down now enough to feel regret. Not for what I said, but because I can see the look on their faces when I made my final farewell. I crushed them. I hurt them. Especially my mother. Despite their faults, and there are many, I love my parents. I don't like knowing that I hurt them. I'm feeling a lot of guilt about it. Am I the asshole? And then there's a few edits.
Yeah, because I think there's like a reasonable response. They shouldn't have brought up. I don't know why. I don't get what these parents are like trying to convince their kids to get back with people who were wrong. Mm-hmm. We've had a couple stories like that. Like they keep having that. Mm-hmm. So the parents shouldn't have done that. So you should have been like, why would I do that? You can say that, but then you pull out the nuclear weapon. You're like,
she said, God.
Boom, and there is a let where you're like, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this was just like a known family secret that no one was just talking about.
I don't think the parents knew that the kids knew.
Oh.
Which is why they're like, she's like, do you not wonder why none of the kids talk to you but me and how this has affected them? So I don't think they knew until that moment that the kids knew.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Don't do it in front of your date too.
He's just like,
that poor guy.
He is
take
a
double.
champ.
Which by the way, W date, like the cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that was really sweet. Yeah, oh my gosh. So like reading back on the story, especially like what you're saying, I definitely feel like her family is toxic and them trying to be hypocritical and being like, this is what you should want for your life. This man is good to you. Trying to maybe, I don't think they could have said anything else considering that's how the mom's life is and the dad doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
Right.
So it makes sense for the mom to be like, no, like this man loves you because that's what love is to her. But I don't think she's wrong for calling them out, but I also do think that I don't think she's wrong for calling them out, but I do think she's the asshole, but I think it's like a rightful asshole type thing because there is a type of temperament that you should be holding back always. Like I don't think you should ever fully unleash on somebody the feelings that you have in your head, no matter how built up they are. I think that there's a certain level of respect that you should talk to people. And maybe she did talk to people in that respect, but what she said was just crazy.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I don't know, maybe my opinion changes, but she knew what she was saying. Like she said, she's like, I crushed them. And she kind of feels bad about that. So maybe there's a different way that she could have said that without completely ruining her parents, at least for the next few years. Like they're going to have to work on that for real. But I also think that her parents are hypocritical and it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't say anything else because that's what they know. And for them to call out her fiance is for them to be critical of themselves. And I don't think they can be without really working on what's right in their marriage.
I totally get that. You can be like, oh man, that's us. I wouldn't say anything at all. I'm like, I wouldn't even talk about it because I couldn't say, oh yeah, he's a bad guy, because then that would mean that I'm a bad guy. But then I wouldn't say anything. Mm-hmm. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, like this is our normal. So of course I'm going to stick it for him because I feel like I'm a good person, so he must be a good person because we're doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he only did it once. I did it. I was having weekends.
I actually did it last night.
Yeah.
So you don't know that.
Yeah.
But
This isn't your mom. I'm on a date with someone. You thought it was your mom. The
she's
mom.
like doppelganger.
Yeah,
Why do you think I like her?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's really beautiful.
Love of my life.
Yeah. But you should get back with him.
Yeah. We should act this out.
Okay.
This doesn't act out.
Yeah. I don't have anything else. I just think they were coming from a place of audacity.
Because they had it.
Yeah, they had a lot of audacity. But I think the thing that doesn't make sense to me in these stories, because there has been, like Sam said, there's been a few stories where the parents aren't supporting that the way that they should. But it's weird because it is like the whole, like even her friends, like, you should give them a chance to at least explain it. And it's like, no, why would I? Why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why that. It's happened in multiple stories, and I'm like, what is going on? Like from the parents, from what you said, that makes sense as to why they're like not saying anything. But the sisters,
It was the BFF sisters who did the cheating.
yeah,
right?
and then the BFF being like, you guys should really talk it out.
And then the BFF also being like, you ruined my sister's marriage. Like, screw you. It's like, no, your sister ruined your sister's
ruined-
marriage.
Yeah.
Well, did she tell the sister's partner?
Husband. Mhm.
Oh,
She did.
hey man, that's what happens.
That's life, gang.
That's life.
Man up.
Well, so my thing, going back to like what you were saying, like with her kind of just exploding,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, this is how I say it, I don't think they would have understood had she not gone off like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think they would have actually listened to her if she hadn't done that.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. And I can see that too. And that's where I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle. Like, was it an epic speech or was it too much? I'm in the middle. I'm like, I could see how it could be too much, but I also like, I could see how being a voyeuristic view, I'm like, yeah, get them.
I like that.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall. I would have loved to see
just like
that.
a waiter, just like, oh, you have tables. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, I think the only thing I hate is that the date was there. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I kind of see what you're saying. It's like maybe they had it coming and they needed to hear this, but maybe in a private situation, you destroy them like this.
But that's the ultimate test, low key, because that date was like, he was like, I'm here for you. Because she goes, let me read the edits before we do the act out. But I have yet to read all the comments, but from what I've seen so far, I think some details need to be cleared up. My date knew we were going to have dinner with my parents. He asked me that morning. I told him my plans for the evening and jokingly asked if he wanted to come along, and I didn't expect him to say yes. And then I informed him I wasn't serious, and anyway, it would probably be a little bit uncomfortable, and he said if needed, he could post bail. So there you go.
Red flag.
He did not enter the restaurant unaware of the potential drama. Number 2, the people mentioned in my post are not the only people in my life. I have siblings in my life. They didn't cut me off. My sister flew in to be with me just days after I discovered the cheating. And I have good friends. Friends who helped me pack up my ex's things, helped me move it all down to the curb. A friend that found a guy that paid a fair price for engagement rings. I only mention ex-BFF, etc. because of how they acted and what they were saying contributed to all those buried feelings that had been dormant for years coming out when they did, in the way they did. Okay. So who's who? I think I would like to be the waiter.
No, we have.
We have 4 people.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have 4 people. You like being a part of the service industry.
Me and Brandon. I've always been a part of the service
Yeah,
industry,
yeah.
but I've been in the back. I've been a little hidden.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon. Do you want to be mom and dad?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Elise is OP.
Oh gosh.
I'm the date.
Oh! All right, so we're sitting at the table. We're waiting for our daughter to come.
Waiting for that text back.
Hey,
For
so
my-
I need you to hide what you're doing more. It's pretty disrespectful to me.
okay, didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Because the
but-
waitress keeps looking at you as she walks by. And I just saw you go to the freaking bathroom, dude. Your fly's down.
Well, maybe just don't look so hard.
Don't look like you're my husband. You wonder why I haven't slept with you in
Hey,
years because
Perry.
of
Oh,
syphilis.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Hey.
who's
daughter,
this?
how you doing?
Oh, this is just some guy I met.
I guess.
Wow, just some
Waiter,
guy
can we
that's
get
coming.
another spot?
It's nice to
Yeah.
meet you, Mr. and Mrs. OP.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Tom.
I don't think you should be here.
Yeah,
Wow.
give it about 2 weeks.
I'm
max.
sorry, but I mean,
Okay.
I think you should get back with your husband, your fiance.
And I think you should reconsider sleeping with 67 women.
Oh my God!
Wait. Mom is?
Yeah.
Your mom is sleeping
Am
with
I
67?
sleeping with women as well?
Wait, you both do it, huh?
Okay, you don't need to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you do look handsome, by the way. I just had to let you know that.
Thank you.
Husband.
Huh? What's up?
Can we focus on our daughter right now?
Yeah. Sorry.
She just found out that I've been sleeping with 67 women.
Yeah. Because that's a shock, right? I mean,
That hurts me. Why do you not care?
why do I?
You just found out I had a wonderful night with 67 other women all at once.
It was at the same time?
Wait, I wasn't invited.
You're not jealous. See, that's what it upsets me, Greg.
How does that
You're
even
not-
work? What are
okay,
the logistics
please, sir,
of 60? Okay.
sir.
Just
Yeah, you
curious.
stay in your
Greg,
lane.
Okay,
Greg,
just curious
like,
question.
You
Hit
don't
me
even
later.
care that I had the best night of my life. You've never
Negging me?
done anything to me that they've done to me, and you're not jealous. You just wish you were
I
a
am
part
jealous.
of it, but not for the right reasons, Greg.
Why?
Do you care that I slept with 67 other women?
Yes.
No, you don't.
You guys like at a conference center or what was this? A hotel room?
It was in a
You rented
football
out?
field.
A football
A
field?
football. You know I love football. How would you do this to me?
Soccer.
How could
Soccer.
you do this to me?
American. It's football.
It's
Sorry.
a field.
Okay.
I'm there. There's women. I'm there.
Apparently not in my bed because there's a woman in your bed at night and you're not there.
I'm sorry. I'm your waiter. You guys seem to have a very
Stay out of this.
Okay, I just want to know if anyone want any
But hey,
drinks.
wait,
or-
hold on.
Actually, yeah.
Wait,
Can
come
I?
here, come
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
You see that guy right
Yeah,
there?
I see him.
He's pretty good looking, isn't he?
I just want to know your drink. I don't care about that.
What's your drink?
Greg.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
gonna go.
No, wait.
Mine.
Can I get a Merlot?
Okay,
Can I get a tequila?
I got you.
Actually, make
vodka?
that two. Make that two.
Two? A Merlot and two?
No,
tequila?
just two, just
Okay.
scratch the
Give-
Merlot, please.
okay.
Just 2 tequilas. Greg, don't talk to him.
Give me a
Greg, stop talking to him. 3 tequilas.
3 tequilas.
Long Island.
God, your
God.
dad
Three.
pisses me off.
Three.
One for me.
Yeah.
One for him.
Yeah.
And one for you.
Okay. You gonna write my number?
Wait, we didn't hear that.
We could hear that.
No.
We could hear that, Greg, and your daughter could hear that.
Well,
And this isn't about us. This
yeah,
is about your
not
daughter.
about us. Yeah.
So
Focus on your
as,
task at hand.
as
Greg?
OP's date, I have a question.
Yeah.
I know this is my first time meeting you, so I wish you guys had started like just went straight to 100 immediately.
Oh yeah.
But for the 67 woman situation, was that like an Eventbrite? Like, how did someone?
It was
get,
the best night of
Yeah,
my
How
life.
did you meet
Yeah, how did
all
you-
of those people? How did you get in contact? Was there some kind of sign up process?
Do
I
they
can tell you about
duos?
it. I can tell you about it.
Tell us all about it.
Do they take duos?
No.
Oh.
It's women. They don't like men.
Which is interesting to me. It seems like you like women a lot. 67 women. He seems to be only hitting on men. Why
That's
are
what I
you
was gonna
together?
say.
It seems like you're
What's
both
sorry, what's your name?
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you just slept with a woman waitress in the I didn't
thought your
even know
name was
you liked
Dan.
men.
He's only hit on men since I've
He's
been here.
only hit on men.
He's
and I
hit
was
on
like,
me,
okay.
He's hit on the waiter and that guy over there.
But if you want to hear about France,
yeah. Oh, this. Oh,
It's in
this,
France?
we can,
Oh, la, la.
I can tell you about it.
That's romantic.
where were you, at
Greg.
during this?
Where was I?
probably cheating.
Catherine's house.
I don't think it was Catherine. I think it was a man.
No, maybe
I
it
think
was,
it was Kevin's house.
Catherine and Kevin. They're a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was.
But
third
he didn't want to
wheeling.
invite me to it, Tom.
So you went to France with the 67.
No, it was a girls' trip. And
How many of them did you know?
they saw something on what's the ticket? What do you, Qcon, the group coupon
a
thing.
Groupon.
Yeah, they saw a Groupon
That's
for
crazy.
it.
Hold on.
A
Let me see if I
Groupon.
can,
It was something in France that said football
Oh, there it is.
women.
Oh wow.
Football.
I did not know that was a thing.
Can I
Football
register?
women.
Football
And we're like,
women.
it's those
Oh,
girls'
they got an
soccer
American
game.
version right there. You want to join? We can go there.
It's only
wait.
for women. They don't want you there, Greg. Go hang out with the waiter.
Let's focus on our daughter.
So you guys-
It was the best night of my life, Tom.
I think you should. I think you
And,
should talk to your boyfriend.
But I do
Right.
actually like the waiter. The waiter is pretty cute.
I called the cops on him like 3 times.
Oh.
And you guys are not telling me otherwise. Okay.
I mean, that's a little unfair, don't you think? He just cheated.
I mean, it's not like you've called the cops on him 4 times.
Yeah. Why would you call the cops on him?
Why would you
I did
cheat on
not-
your wife? Huh. You're quiet now, huh? Quiet now. Yeah.
I didn't raise a snitch, though.
It's actually kind of weird in this iteration of you that you're quiet because you guys have been very open about a lot of the cheating you've done.
Well,
But they
because
don't know
Greg
about
brought it to
that.
the freaking surface.
They don't
I
know
mean,
about that.
Oh.
All they cut us off for some odd reason, but
Do you
they
know
don't know
about
about the
that?
cheating.
Do you know about this stuff?
We know everything.
The cake is up.
I think you told me that you would drive your dad to the things and you knew exactly what he was doing the entire time.
I've known since I was 5 years old.
Oh my God.
That's probably why Clay doesn't talk to me anymore.
Clay is part of it?
You were with Clay from Love is Blind.
He was my son. We were taking him on cheating trips all the time.
Oh, you're Clay's parents. That's Clay's sister.
Well, we didn't know we were going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So as an outside observer, you two should break up, right?
No, it's we're locked in
There's
for
something
life.
about him where I'm like, the way he treats me is love, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is real love right here. Like I can step out and she can step out, but at the end of the day, we just come together as one.
He didn't know I stepped out. He's just saying this now. Why are you twisting snakes like that? This is why
Come
I'm
together
like,
as one.
That's how I imagine that 67 orgy was. Kind of like
the twisting of snakes.
Yeah. It's pretty much like exactly like that.
Anyway, our daughter, because we're here to convince you that you should get back with your fiance. It was just your best friend's sister. It wasn't
Just
like it was your
ignore
best
me.
friend.
Yeah, just hear them out. You know, you might be into it. Huh?
What?
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 See, you as a dad, I don't know why you're suggesting this to your daughter. This is why I love you. And I think we should stay together.
Yeah.
So, but no, don't say that to your daughter.
Oh yeah, 27 years is probably they'll get to it eventually.
No, we've never done
Okay,
anything
how about
like
this?
that.
How about this? I'll get back together with him if you two get a divorce.
Oh. I'm her date. I'm on her side. Wait, the whole restaurant is getting in on this?
Because they recognize this
They
is
see,
real
because
love.
real recognizes real.
I did just notice everyone in the audience of the restaurant just staring at us. They're completely listening to everything we're saying.
Let me tell you something, Sonny boy.
Because you keep bringing up a private matter. What
Real
happened with
lies.
me and those women was private.
It's so
Real
crazy
lies.
to me that I think this needs to be a movie.
Real lies.
That's actually deep. And now I'm into you and screw my date.
And scene.
I feel like that was a miss.
That was a miss.
That got really weird.
It got really far. Should we start over?
I liked it. Last one I did not like. I like that one way better.
I feel like I like it,
There
but I feel
was-
like there's parts I need to cut out.
there was peaks and
It's like too
valleys.
much.
Yeah.
Man, it was like, it's like you we were taking such a bad turn. I felt it like in my gut. I was just like, bro, this is bad. Or it's like almost like feeling it in your kidneys like this next story.
I knew it was happening.
I did it.
Well, I had just looked at the word, so I saw the word. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Oh, man.
Am I the asshole for refusing to donate my kidney to my dying sister because she got with my high school bully? Again, emphasis on dying sister. Maybe we reenact this one.
Maybe. That's such a... Probably.
Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to donate my kidney to my dying sister because she got with my high school bully? I'm a 35-year-old gay man When I was in high school, I was bullied severely by Darren. I won't go into details, but it was really bad, past the point of typical high school douchebaggery. In my senior year, I made the mistake of coming out to one of my friends who promptly spread this information around the school. Before this, Darren had targeted me for being unathletic and wearing glasses, and had done this to a couple of other kids as well. But after I was outed, it was only me, and only because of my sexuality. After high school, I moved away for college, I made friends and even got a boyfriend, and pretty much forgot about Darren until one Thanksgiving my sister Ellie brought home her boyfriend, Darren. No joke. The first thing he said to me when he saw me was, "Damn, Ellie, you didn't tell me your brother was a F word."
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So this is years later?
Yep.
Oh
No
my
growth.
gosh, none.
Ellie laughed, as did my dad.
Wait. What?
I was kind of stunned, but I didn't yell or start a fight. I just got up and walked out. After the fact, my family tried to play it off as Darren was joking because he was nervous meeting the family. And they told me that he and Ellie were serious, so I had to get over it. And I just told them all that I wouldn't be attending any event where Darren was. In private, I told Ellie that I felt hurt that she'd date Darren knowing what he did to me. She basically called me too sensitive and told me that she has the right to date who she likes, which, yeah, she does. Since then, I've been putting distance between myself and my family, who seem to have readily accepted Darren into the fold. Recently, my mom reached out to me that Ellie was in the hospital and needed a kidney transplant. The rest of the family had been tested and no one could donate, and my mom wanted me to get tested because I'm her full brother with a high likelihood of a match. The thing is, after all of these years, Ellie is basically a stranger to me. If I were to do this, I'd have to drive 3 states back to my hometown, miss who knows how much of work, and give up a piece of my flesh, all for the woman who dated and eventually married the guy who made my high school days a living hell. I told my mom that I wouldn't get tested, and she freaked out at me over the phone. I quickly hung up on her, but before I did, I heard her call me vindictive and a monster for refusing to save my sister's life. I admit I feel guilty about it. Am I the asshole?
That's tough.
At least you better not date my bullies. No, I'm playing.
You never got bullied.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, so I feel like your body, your choice. So you don't have to do it. Hopefully somebody else will do it.
Yeah. Because take everything out of it. Do you want your sister to die?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think that's the tough thing. If your sister dies, that's going to ruin your life, I feel.
Does it change anything that he basically said she's now a stranger to me?
No. I don't. I think your relationship can be so a stranger, like I have nothing to do with it. But if your sister dies and you feel like you could have done something, that's something that's going to stay with you.
Yeah.
Regardless of your relationship. But because before I was like, it's clear you're an asshole. But not only the things that happened in high school, but him coming back and like basically doubling down because that must have been traumatic what he went through in high school. But then you're like, yeah, like Brandon said, like there was no growth. If he came back and been like,
I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man. I was like, I said, and like I was homophobic. I did not know what to say. Like I was just a bad person, but like that's his leading joke, and they're saying he was nervous. So you'd say a slur as when you're nervous. That's crazy to me.
That's
And
a
the
crazy
sister
nervous tick.
and the dad
And they're just
laughing.
like,
That is a crazy nervous tick.
so I get not wanting anything to do with them. But I would also I would ask OP, I'm just like, how would you feel if the worst happened? And then maybe try to make a decision from that. But I get it. I get not wanting to do it though. So it's hard for me to say, yeah, do it.
Because it's frustrating. It's like, yes, there is that thought of like, if she actually does pass, that feeling of like, he even has it now. He's like, I do kind of feel guilty for saying no. But also, I feel like he might feel it the same way where it's like, not guilty, but like animosity towards her if he does save her life.
Yeah.
And nothing changes. And he's like, I literally gave you my kidney. Like, I feel like that could build hate that way as well. Like, there's going to be emotion towards it no matter what, which I'm thinking, I wonder if there's a different way that he could help. If he's like, hey, let me look for more donors. I'm not going to give it to you, but
Find a kidney.
I will help you in a different way to make sure you have something. But me, I'm not going to help you like that. Like, I wonder if there's like a middle ground where he doesn't do absolutely nothing, but.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like the first thing to do would be to find someone who probably could give a kidney. And if there's literally nobody else, like nobody in the world, then I would probably do it.
But make an ultimatum. You get this kidney, you break up with him.
Yeah, that too.
That'd be a crazy ultimatum.
I don't like ultimatums though.
I love it.
I feel like they're low-key manipulative.
Yeah.
Because
I don't want you to be with him anymore.
I feel like if any solution has to go to an ultimatum, that shouldn't be the solution.
Then what about the Netflix show? Is that bad?
No, I mean, yeah, it is, but it's like toxic drama and I love it.
Okay.
But like,
Yeah.
it's
I'm like, are we supposed to like that show?
I mean, you can like the.
Okay. Thank
We're
God.
spectating that.
Okay.
But what they're doing to each other is manipulation.
Okay. Yeah.
But we can watch the
We can watch
manipulation.
and love it.
That's entertaining.
Yeah.
But I really don't know where I stand on this. Like it's so convoluted because it's both the like what Sam was talking about, the emotional piece of like, if she dies, that sticks with you. That's gonna haunt you. Like, even just thinking about stuff like that, you know, doesn't necessarily affect people. Like when they make a mistake, and it's like, when you make a mistake or something that could be a mistake, not saying that either one of his choices is going to be a mistake, but it's like, that's such a life-changing decision. It will haunt you regardless. If he does it, now he has the knowledge of, okay, I have to live my life a little different because I only have one kidney. I can't drink like alcohol as much and stuff like that, because it's like the risk of you getting that other kidney to be bad is going to inflate now because you only got one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's thoughts that I have in my mind where I'm like, I know I usually am like leaning more towards just the even side, but I'm like, I want to say it's
Don't
like,
do it.
I want to say do it. Like, yes, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do it as in don't do it. Like,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel like if he's already not, because I feel like he's feeling guilty because he's hearing like people are putting that emotion on him in a way. Because if he's like, if you really are a stranger to me and I say no, then of course I don't want you to die. I hope you well. But at the end of the day, I'm going to move on with my life, like type decision, which I'm just like, it is selfish, but selfish can be good and selfish can be bad. And I'm like, you really didn't care for me, your husband, and you didn't care for me, and you're showing that you don't care for me because you married somebody who tormented me.
Yeah.
And who even disrespected me and verbally harassed me.
Right.
When you met me for the first time.
Right.
Like, he immediately was aggressive to me the first time he met me.
And you laughed.
And you guys laughed about it. So why would I want to help you even if you die? But yeah, dying is like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, because I think you can say you're a stranger, and that's fine. You're like, you're a stranger, I'm not going to talk to you, and you never talk to them, but they're still alive. Like, there's a difference between them being alive and you never talking to them. Wow, I'm like about to cry. and them being dead, that's like a whole nother thing that's just going to be in you. And the fact that you could have done something about it. Because it's almost different if your sister just died.
mm-hmm.
Then you're like, but you had a chance to do something about it.
I feel like the reason why I'm leaning towards no too is because of what Brandon said. Like, once he gets this surgery, it is going to affect his life. He's going to have to change the way that he works his life. It's not like he can give something and his life will go completely unchanged. He is sacrificing something for her.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of like people like Jeanette McCurdy, where she wrote a book about her mom and how her mom was really abusive to her. And even the book is titled, I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Right.
Because she was sad, but she was also like happy. Like she felt relief.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a thing where you go through emotions of like, oh my God, I'm super sad, but also I'm so happy this weight is lifted off me and I don't have to deal with you anymore. So I don't wish her death, but the fact that his life, I say no.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the asshole because it's going to affect his life for the rest of his life once he makes this decision.
Yeah.
And he should have the choice to be like, absolutely yes or no, absolutely not. So,
I think that's fair.
and there's no updates on that one. Ooh. But top comment, fun fact, in the US at least, if you get tested but you tell the doctor that you're being coerced, they will say that you're not a match.
Oh.
And another one that says, I've also heard on Reddit that you can get someone, friend or family, to voluntarily donate a kidney into the system to match with somebody else in need. Then you will find somebody whose donor matches you. My internet search came up with some program called the Kidney Paired Donation Pilot Program. Tell your mom and the rest of your jerk relatives that you have excellent news. They can go ahead and donate to save your shitty sister's life. So I think how that works is the mom's not a match for the sister, but Elise is a match for the sister. So I'm going to give to somebody that needs it in Elise's life, and Elise will give to somebody in my life.
Oh.
You know?
Wait, what?
Like Elise's mom. Mm-hmm. She needs a kidney and I'm a match for her, but I'm not a match for OP's sister.
Yeah.
Okay, I give Elise's mom a kidney, but Elise is a match for my sister. So they switch. They basically switch kidneys. Well, they don't switch kidneys, but I'm giving for Elise because she doesn't match, and she's giving for me because I don't match my sister.
Is that how often?
I don't know. It's a program.
Like
the whole
they
program.
match. You're like, we happen to both need the other person's kidney?
Yeah, but people obviously have to be like, hey, I want to help. I can't help my sister. Is anybody else that can that's in the same boat as me? So
it's got to be a give. It's a give.
Yeah.
Give, man.
Yeah. I mean, get that kidney however you get it. But I guess it's not going to be from OP.
No.
I would, if it's going to, OP should definitely take the commentator's advice. Go there, say he's getting coerced into it, and then send him to the program. Because that way it's like...
If that's real, I like that.
You keep your hands clean.
It is a real thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just a Reddit commenter. Did we verify this?
No, I didn't. No, I don't verify anything.
Yeah.
I take everything as fact.
That's what I'm saying. If it's real, then I like it.
Okay, well, this is a comment. This is what a comment said. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
How many times I'm like on Reddit all the time now. I'm like, maybe people just be saying stuff. You do a quick Google search. I'm like, yeah, this is not true.
That's how I live my life, though. Just say stuff confidently, and then it's probably right.
Oh yeah, because I want to show you guys a video. My mom sent me a video of Patrick Mahomes throwing a football behind his back into a trash can. And I'm like, I feel like it looks fake. And she's like, no, it's true.
Okay.
I want you to look at it.
Okay, so here's our last story.
Am I the asshole for not attending my mom's wedding? Backstory. Me and my mom have never had the best relationship. She had me when she was 17 and was very unstable until I was about 8. I lived with grandparents and relatives for those early years because my mom was homeless. She oftentimes would send me with relatives and people who I didn't know well. I've been in dangerous situations such as home invasions and police raidings because of this. Needless to say, by the time I finally lived with my mom, I had a lot of resentment. By the time I went to live with my mom, she was dating my stepfather. Let's call him Mason. Mason seemed like a decent guy at first, but I began to see things very differently when my siblings were born. We can call them Amaya and Mason Jr. When Amaya was about 1, him and my mother were in a heated argument, and I was standing in the corner and he shouted that the only person in the house he cared about was Amaya. Mason Jr. was not born yet. Once both siblings were born, I was forced to raise them, cooking for them, cleaning the entire 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom house completely alone. I was literally Cinderella. It seems like the family was my mom, her husband, and their 2 kids, and I was just the maid and live-in babysitter. They even did things like sneak out to Six Flags without me when I was 14. I was left home alone and didn't know where my family was. They showed up at 11 p.m. with souvenirs and gifts and food for themselves, and no one even apologized or cared. I was bullied and belittled by my mother and stepfather, and I was always made out to look like a horrible kid. I could get into more detail, but I digress. Now onto the actual story. My mother divorced Mason and ended up engaged to her now husband, who we would call Dean. While I was happy for my mother, I explicitly told her that I did not want to be a part of the wedding party. I told her that I just wanted to attend like a regular guest. She agreed in the moment, but later I was coerced into being in the wedding party along with Amaya. I paid for a dress my mother picked out, and she wanted our hair done in a specific way. To keep the peace, I went along with it. The night before my mom's wedding was a rehearsal dinner. Keep in mind that this time I'm 5 months pregnant with my first child. And on the same night, me and Amaya were supposed to be getting our hair done by someone who was also attending the wedding. We would call her Tessie. Tessie was also 5 months pregnant at this time. Our daughters were born a few days apart. The rehearsal dinner was running very late. It was about 11 p.m. at this time, and the wedding was at 9 a.m. I was pregnant and exhausted. My mother asked me to hold a bunch of things in my car for her so I could leave to take me and my sister to get our hair done without dropping off my mother's things that she had in my car. I texted my mom and told her that it was getting late and me and the hairstylist are both pregnant and tired. The hairstylist is waiting up for us to come to her house to do both of our hair at 11 p.m. and her house is about 40 minutes away from the rehearsal dinner. I stated in the most polite way that she is being inconsiderate of others. She did not text me back. Instead, she came out to my car yelling and berating about how inconsiderate I am. It turned into a screaming match where she told me she would never help me with my unborn child, which was way left field. I called her a stupid bitch and left. I did not attend the wedding the next day. So, am I the asshole?
Wow. No, I don't think you're the asshole. I think your mom is used to being the center of everybody's world, and she doesn't understand other people's time, and she doesn't seem to value other people's time or respect it. And even, excuse me, the fact that you stayed at the freaking rehearsal until 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
Like, you were trying to advocate not only for yourself, but for the person who was doing your guys' hair. 11 p.m. at night doing two girls' heads. I feel like that's
criminal.
And I'm thinking it's like braids or something too, because it's like the night before. But I'm like, man, that's got to take probably like, I don't know, like an hour, maybe a few. Like, I think what time did she say the wedding was? Like 9 o'clock in the morning,
yeah,
or
9 a.m.
Jeez. Yeah. You're not the asshole, and I'm sorry that
wedding.
That's a very early wedding.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a 9 a.m. wedding.
Yeah. I remember the wedding that me and Brandon worked for our friend.
Oh, you worked, okay.
Yeah, we've actually been married for 6 years now before we even told anybody we were together. But the wedding me and Brandon worked, it was like an 11 a.m. wedding, but the bride was up at 6 to do like makeup and fitting and stuff.
That's why I just feel like it's later.
It was 11?
Yeah.
Why did we get... Oh, yeah. Because we were shooting.
We were shooting. We were shooting her getting ready and stuff like that. And then I think, did we try and do photos before the wedding?
I did.
Yeah. So she had all this stuff to do before the wedding at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. So yeah, the bride was up getting her makeup done like 6:30, I think she said.
Which I feel like that's common. That's why I'm like, I've never heard of like a wedding before like 1.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a morning wedding is wild, especially 9.
Mm-hmm. That means, yeah, they would have realistically been up at like 4 a.m. just still getting ready.
Oh my gosh.
Which maybe that's why they were getting their hair done the night before.
Yeah.
But even then, I wonder if like, could you not have gotten your hair done like a few days before?
Yeah, because the top comment was, not the asshole. Also, why were you getting your hair done the night before the wedding? Surely it would be ruined when you sleep on it. Or were you having curlers put in to sleep in it or something? Either way, she was disrespectful to you and the hairdresser for keeping you up so late. There's no reason for her to blow up at you when you were polite in your message. Leave her to have her meltdown. Seems like you dodged a bullet and were able to in the rest of the wedding instead of having a full-on day.
And then the comment under that said that they thought it was like a certain...
Braids in or extensions can be pretty much sleep-proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Well, I guess if you guys were in the same situation, if you had a fight with well, I guess not. If you had a fight with your mom on her wedding day, would that be grounds to be like, I'm not even going to show up?
If my mom was like this, yeah.
Yeah.
If my mom was like this, because like she gave us the backstory for like why she felt that way and why it was so easy for her to leave in the first place. It's like, no. And especially being pregnant.
Yeah.
Right.
No. I'm done with your shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Me personally, I'm a big fan of if I know who you are and how you act, you can't coerce me to do anything I don't want to do.
Right.
I wouldn't have even been in the wedding party because, yeah, I know how you're going to be. I'm cool.
Yeah.
It's calm.
Honestly, I'm surprised that she even like kept a relationship with her mom that long with how she was treated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was just kind of built up, and then
Kind of being like the black sheep of the family, being the Cinderella. I was like, oof.
yeah.
I wonder like what happened for her to say yes, because that's what's getting me is just like knowing the backstory and hearing all the stuff, and then you didn't want to do it in the first place and you said no and you had to be convinced to. How? Like I think
that can happen.
I think it
families
can happen.
are that little thing that just gets by all those things.
Yeah, family, but like for us it makes sense. Like if we all didn't want to, because for us it's like we're cool like with our families, but like it's someone I would say that has been the direct like impact on her life as a young adult, like has caused her some sort of mental distrust and all that.
Well, I'm like, even in that, because I'm like, I think we've had a lot of things where they're specifically with mother-daughter relationships where crazy things were done as a childhood, but you're like, it's just something where you're like, it's your mom, so you want to keep trying, or it's just whatever obligation you feel to your family, that some way overrides the horrible treatment you've had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not even weird to me. That's even like, fine, I guess I'll do it.
I have an example in my head of my own family right now. I can see the mother and daughter where they had a horrible upbringing. They weren't treated very well. They might have been in some situations, definitely the black sheep, definitely the babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I see moments where a few years ago they were going to their mom's other daughter's like birthday party, like because nobody else was going because everybody else had cut ties. So it's like somehow, some way they make you feel guilty.
Yeah.
You're like maybe it is of like a thing of like, maybe we can work it out, but also you're my mom, you're still alive.
Right.
Maybe it'll get better. It's only gonna be a few hours. You know, it's not like we're completely no contact, so maybe it'll just be fine.
Right.
And we've grown, and it usually isn't, but it's like you say, that's my mom. So I think it's a lot more common than we think. Because if I didn't have that example in my family, I would probably say the same thing. But seeing the examples in my head, I'm like, no, it's happened. It's common. It's weird. But I think it's more normal.
Yeah. And I should probably clarify. I wasn't saying it's weird. I just didn't understand why. I don't think it was weird that she's like still in the wedding party. It's just like at least for me personally, I just don't have that example to be like, yeah.
It's not weird that it's like that, but it's weird that that is a thing.
Yeah.
Where you would think that doesn't make sense that you guys you would want to continue having a relationship, but it is a thing. So.
Because I know with my grandmother, like there was a strained relationship between her and her kids, and they will keep trying. Like it's like I think the time's getting further and further between each try, but they'll be like, well, I tried again and then it didn't go well, and so I'm done. But then there will be another situation like, okay, I tried again, and yeah. So I'm like, that's happening. I'm like, I see that cycle all the time.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say?
I don't even know.
I feel that. I
don't even know. Elise, 2024.
Honestly, I wouldn't place you guys at first. Elise, 2024, and honestly, I don't even know. 2024. The first one is obviously the placement Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't know if you missed that.
No, I remember because I was gold in that.
Well, she's gold, and then
No,
you're like
she's
second
No,
gold.
I'm diamond.
She's dying.
I'm
Oh,
diamond.
right.
We're in the Duolingo League.
Right.
Every time I get that diamond link, I get roasted. I'm like, how much are you guys on this?
It's like, this is your
Their
full-time job.
full-time job is playing Duolingo because there's no way you're getting these scores.
No, Josh was talking about how he's in a league I've never even heard of.
He's an amethyst.
Yeah, that's right before diamond.
Oh,
Diamond's the top.
forget what I have
So
to
you're
say.
an amethyst?
I've been up to. I go down because I'll go in peaks where I'm like, I'm just dropping leagues. I'm like, and then I'll build myself up. And usually I get to amethyst, and then that's where it starts weaning me out. But I'm like, I've got to diamond like 4 times, and they're in another. I'm like, oh, I'm doing good today, and they're like 10 million points. I'm like, and that's the bottom person. I'm like, how did the worst person got 10 million?
Because they're on it for probably like a few hours a
They're
day.
like, ding, 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 ding.
They definitely got the Duolingo
Oh,
Plus.
you're not getting that on the free one. You're paying to get those hearts because there's no way.
El abrigo roja. ¿Dónde está el baño?
¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Yes, we're all Duolingo heads here.
Mi nombre es Madi. ¿Y tú?
Wait, you're not my friend?
Are we friends on there?
No.
I'll follow you. I don't think we're friends.
Oh, well, it's probably because I haven't been on in a while. It's been a
Because I need new partners.
a long
For
time
the quest?
coming.
Yeah, because my mom is my best partner.
Mm-hmm.
But Beth had got on. She got on like in the last month. And I think she was reminding me of you because I feel like she had a hot start. This chick was, her scores, we were just blowing through on these quests. She hasn't played for the last 2 weeks. And I'm like, I picked her last quest. I'm like, I am dragging us to this quest. And she has 0 every day. I'm like,
I didn't even know you
Beth,
could do
what is that?
partners.
Yeah, they do like quests to give you like more.
Aubrey put me in one.
Oh.
I was like, bro, what the heck?
Well, the only person I can count on is my mom. Like she pulls her weight.
Well, then you know I'm a strong start, but then I eventually become a really depressing anchor. So what do you think about it? Partners?
It's not ideal.
Left-handed shake?
I'm in gold.
Okay. I'll get on it sometime. I will.
I need more options
Elise?
because my mom's not always available.
Well, I'm taking
Elise
a
is an option
Spanish
for
class.
both of us. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
She said
so
forget about it.
So you're done with Duolingo?
I mean,
It can supplement your Spanish class.
I
The
tried
credit.
it, and I'm like, I just get bored of it. You know, I want to watch some shows. I want to go to like countries and actually practice.
Yeah,
You know,
they do say that Duolingo is not the best way to learn a language. It is better to go to a place. It's better just to speak to someone.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing Duolingo and I'm rewatching Money Heist. Am I
Oh my
right about it?
Hey! La Casa de Papel.
Yo soy Dallas.
What a great show.
I have a question for
Watch
our
Berlin,
audience.
too. Berlin.
Berlin.
I can't get into it.
I couldn't get it. I literally would start it.
Is that the new one that came out?
Yeah, it's like
With-
based
with-
on Berlin. I watched the first episode. I got in it. It's so good. It's just as good as Money Heist.
It
No,
is.
literally, I watched the first episode and then I always find something to do on the second episode.
I
keep
it took me
doing
so
that.
long, but Berlin is so good.
it's so good.
Is it the one with
Berlin.
the woman that we love from Elite? The one who's like enemies to lovers from Elite season 2?
Who?
Season 2.
Carla. I forgot her name.
No, Carla's not in it.
Okay,
not
well, that's what I was
in
asking.
Carla's not in it.
Because
I was
Carla
like- I
just
was
came
like-
out with the
But I
show.
was like, no one in Elite is from it. Actually, no, that's not true. Someone
Real?
someone in Elite is from
No,
Berlin.
he's not.
In Berlin.
Someone
The
from Elite's
eyes
in
are
Berlin.
crazy. Who is it? Is it Nadia? Is it Lou?
I wish it was Nadia. No,
I need to see
it was-
Lou more on TV.
It's the guy. I forgot what he was in Elite.
The
He was-
principal's son?
Oh, I think he was Samu's brother. No, Samu's brother's in Money Heist.
Yeah.
No, he's Dallas. Or,
Dallas.
Yeah, he's in
not Dallas. Denver.
Yeah,
It's your
Denver.
fault.
Denver. 'Cause they're like
Denver.
Denver.
I always call him Dallas for some odd reason.
No one wants to be
Yo
Dallas.
soy Denver.
Denver.
Because I keep watching Spanish shows. Denver is in everything. This dude's getting paid. He's in TV shows.
Yeah.
Well, there's one show, 1979. I don't know, but it was like stacked with so many people from different foreign. It had
Guzman.
the boy
Guzman?
Guzman. No, Guzman.
Okay, yes.
I think it had someone from Dark.
Guzman.
Ed Dark? That
19
doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
But it
Yeah.
got canceled. I heard that. So don't get your hopes up too much. I heard it was a really good show. It was interesting, but it immediately got canceled.
Good. Because they shouldn't be mixing.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for the Comfort Level
I
podcast.
didn't mean that.
You're
I
showist.
I am showist.
Thank you everybody for joining us for the Comfort Level podcast. I don't think we'll have Sam on next week because of what he just said.
Showist.
We'll see.
I apologize for the showist remark that I just made.
Elise, thank you for joining us on Comfort Level podcast tonight. Thank you for being the one, the only, the
Someone
guest.
take the soundboard
The
away
Diamond
from Maddie.
League. The
Diamond
only one in
League.
Diamond League.
Take it
Number
away from
one.
her.
Top dog
My bad.
over everybody. It's the crown.
Oh my gosh.
It's the crown.
This is not
Wow.
true.
What a show, everybody.
This was the show. This is how you do it.
A huge orgy in France and
Put in the comments if you like, was it?
Greg.
No. Slap, dap,
Or clap.
or clap.
Guys,
Put in the comments
this
if
is
you like
also
slap, dap,
for
or clap.
our
friends.
friends.
And it's fine with friends.
And some family.
We just change it for family.
What have I done?
And we tried to do that and it didn't
Why did I
work.
contribute?
Elise somehow became the top of the charts.
You're
Well,
not
that's
popping
Elise.
up on
Elise is going to do
Duolingo.
it every time. We have more like non-villain friends who are not going to do what Elise did.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Comfort Level Podcast.
Get on your Duolingo.
Get on your
Slap, dap, and clap.
Duolingo.
Tell us in the comments.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.